Monday, September 11th, 2023. And my topic for today is September 11th. You see, it was 22 years ago, a surprise occurred in the United States, and it rippled across many countries. I heard about it, came down a little earlier than this time of the morning. My mom was already making breakfast, and I might have had a brother around the table as well. And she said that one of the Twin Towers has been hit by a plane. Okay. See, in Regina we had at the time only two Twin Towers. They're called the Hill Towers. And we don't have too many big planes. We have some commercials, but I just thought my visual was a Cessna, a little airplane, had hit one of the hill towers, which would be dramatic and would make the local news and would be cause for concern because maybe someone would have been hurt. Okay, finished eating my breakfast, put on my jacket and stuff, hug mom, said goodbye, backpacks packed up, ride my bike to school, race a few cars across the intersection, that kind of stuff. Choke on the diesel fumes when the buses drive by. Okay. Get to school. My first period class was grade 12 history with Mr. Bolander, Mr. Doug Bolander. And remember, I rode my bike, so I wasn't listening to the news or anything on the way there. Fortunately, I get there and he's a bit more aware, and he turns on the TV and he's kind of agitated, and he's telling us, he's pointing like, this is going to be huge, this is going to change everything, and he's leaving the classroom and he's coming back, and for the rest of the day that was just kind of the focus. But actually it was in his classroom as we're watching a live feed, because I didn't know much about what was happening yet, and we're watching the live feed, and I thought it was a replay. But we'd actually watched the live feed of the second airplane crash into the second tower, which by this point, I knew, and I realized, okay, this is in New York. This is much bigger than what I thought was the local context. These are the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York, and dust and pain and panic and smoke billowing out, and then in time the two towers fell, and that day there was no airplane traffic, like no flights anywhere in the world took off from airports. We didn't know what was going on, no one knew what was going on. The stock market suffered a little bit, and just people were agitated and scared, and it was really upsetting for especially the adults, right? The teenagers, it didn't affect us as much. And it was just constantly on people's minds with the news and stuff. And from that was when, airport security increased, for you can no longer take so much liquids on a plane, which was bizarre because a massive amount of liquid, anything on the plane was not used, wasn't a part of the events. And yeah, just more airport security. The people just became more agitated. I think there was definitely I can't recall specifically, but I could anticipate that there would have been an uptick in Islamophobia. And in the months that followed, this, I don't think this had United Nations approval, just the United States. I think it was by 2003, the United States had invaded Iraq again. Which history would bear out was kind of weird, because that's turns out that wasn't necessarily related. So things got weird really quick with international politics of why are they doing that in that order, and then in time Afghanistan and so forth. So it was a disrupting day. It's one of those days of the people that were alive and conscious, so to speak. You can remember where you were and when you found out. It was like the day Princess Diana died. I found out watching Law and Order with my sister in the evening, and they interrupted her. It was her show, just like to watch it with her. But the program was interrupted to make that announcement. So it was one of those times. And for people of a certain generation and older, we still kind of remember it. Obviously something else happened September 11th, many years before that, which is which I can say for another time, because I choose to. Yeah, that's my choice. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui. À la prochaine. Until next time.